Another shot fired in the court battle over public worker pension payments. 4 years ago, unions cut a deal with the governor to put pension payments on a secure footing. But when less than expected revenue came in, the state balanced the budget by contributing less than expected payments. The union sued. The state Supreme Court effectively let the state off the hook, and now unions have amended their suit, citing breach of contract and demanding billions of dollars in damages. The Public Employees Retirement System chair is Tom Bruno. Thank you very much for being with us. How is this lawsuit filing different from previous filings?
Well, the union lawsuit that the Supreme Court ruled on was basically the union saying, trying to compel the payment, compel the allocation by the legislature and the governor. Right. The trustees are using a different tact. We're saying we're not compelling or not asking for the courts to compel the allocation. We're simply saying, the Supreme Court ruling did not undo the Chapter 78. In fact, it upheld Chapter 78, said that it was indeed a contract. And that the only thing that the Supreme Court said is that the debt limitations clause precludes us from collecting the money.
Right, so how do you get around that ruling?
Well, and that was the reason for the amended filing for our suit. The trustees' suit is different than the union suit. Right. So the trustees have said, this is money owed. We've given you a bill every year. In fact, even in 2014, they allocated the money. The governor signed the legislation allocating the money and then didn't pay it because of a fiscal emergency. And what we're saying is, but that met all the requirements of a contract, right? So everything that Supreme Court said needed to be done, right? So it met that. We're saying that money needs to come back to us now. Now, in a form of a judgment. We're trying to get a judgment against the state, which puts us in a whole different...
it puts you in the front of the line.
Puts us in the front of the line, right? But it also it invokes the contract collections, the Collections Act, right? So, so that's...
How realistic is this? Each time we talk to the governor about this, or anyone does, he says, I would love to pay into the pension, but we don't have the money. What do you do with that?
Well, from a literal standpoint, the trustees don't tell the governor how to run the government. Right. But I can tell you that if he's given a tax break to corporations on a pretense of job creation, and those jobs were not created, $5.4 billion since he took office, if he just cut half of those tax breaks, wouldn't raise taxes, just eliminate the tax breaks on half of that, that would be enough to pay what he owes so far. I mean,
What's the next step? You wait for this judgment, it may come sooner or later, and then what?
Well, we're going to continue. We're fiduciaries of the fund. We have an obligation to collect the monies. We collect it from our members. We need to collect it from the employers as well. These are delayed wages. The Supreme Court has held that. The Constitution holds that. These are deferred wages. So the people already worked for these wages. So the idea that it's an entitlement, first of all, is wrong. It's no more an entitlement than Social Security is. You pay into it, you expect to get your money back when you retire, right? Same thing with this. The employees have put money in, and the state deferred some of their wages on the pretense of paying it later, right? So we're going to continue. We're going to continue to try to seek, some kind of legal remedy. It may require legislative action. It may require additional legislative action.
All right. Thank you very much, Tom Bruno.
All right. Thank you.